So, all right, so I'm recording right now. Let's cover
Okay.
some things before your phone starts. And I'm only going to do audio most likely because I'm not camera ready. But let's go over none of this is legal.
Yeah, this is all unconstitutional. Whenever we're under no executive order, no state of emergency can violate the Constitution. The Constitution is the bedrock. It's the foundation. And the Constitution, we only delegated limited powers. Delegated means we didn't give up the powers. Okay? Government is supposed to stay within that contract. When they violate that contract, which is also part of the contract, is their oath of office. They're acting in treason and sedition against the American people, which is, I hate to say it, that's a hanging offense.
Right.
And
right.
These governors that are pushing these orders, they know, we're talking William Barr already stated that you have to stay within the box of the Constitution. You cannot step out of it. And
right.
That's exactly what these governors need to become abreast of, is you cannot violate the rights of the people. We have three reasons for government. The first reason for government was to protect our rights. The second was to protect our borders. And the third was to coin our money. How well are they doing at that so far?
Not too well.
The Federal Reserve is the one that's printing our money. Our borders are wide open most of the time. And our rights are the first things that are violated by our government.
Right.
So we have got to stand together on this, and we've got to put these governors in check and let them know that they're in violation of their oath of office. That's the linchpin we're going to use to hang them on. Because
yes. Now,
we're under economic warfare. This is economic warfare. We're fighting for our financial survival, and there's no getting around that. The whole scamdemic was a Trojan horse that was brought in here that is created and opened up the doors to us willingly and foolishly closing down our businesses. They can request that we close our businesses, but they cannot force us to close our businesses. That is totally unlawful.
Exactly. And that leads me to my next point about, I see people doing protests and saying, open up our businesses. But what makes me crazy is that it's like they're looking to a politician who doesn't have the authority or the power in the first place
correct.
To create the lockdown, and then neither to enforce the lockdown. So it's the people that actually have the power, but they've been brainwashed to think they don't. They've been brainwashed to think the almighty politician or the almighty doctor or the almighty celebrity or they're looking for a hero when they are the actual heroes that can open up this country by simply saying, this is illegal. The Constitution protects me because it is of the people, not of the politicians, and the sheriffs work for the people. The sheriffs do not answer to any president, to any governor. The sheriffs can literally arrest these corrupt politicians that are doing this enforcement out of pure ego and ignorance, and
it's
probably some blackmail.
Yeah, it's absolute arrogance, and somebody else has got to be paying these politicians, is what I'm saying.
We know who that is.
Yeah, we're looking at Gates Foundation, all these, Soros. I mean, I'm not going to get into that nonsense right now. Where my point is on all of this, quite seriously, is the sheriff is there to protect the people, as you just stated, and he needs to follow his oath of office, and he can arrest anybody. I don't care if it's the health inspector. When you have a license, okay, to be a barber or what have you, you're not violating your license by standing up and opening your business. I mean, a violation of the health code or something like that may be these are the only reasons you can sit there and say, well, we're going to take away your license. No, you can't do it. Read your contract. When you got that license, what does it say in there? Does it say under a scamdemic that they can take your license? No. Can you be arrested for opening up? There's no authority there to arrest anybody.
People are very confused
and with
what's law and what's not law.
Yeah, this is color of law. And to act under color of law, once it's been recognized and it's been pointed out as color of law, it's a felony to proceed forward with it. How many
Whoa.
people realize that? It is an absolute felony.
Meaning the governors, the police officers, anybody that tries to enforce it, it is an absolute felony against them and not the business owner.
That's correct.
Wow.
And as we were talking earlier in our conversation about what happened in Dallas with Shelley out there, okay? If I would have, she had a bar attorney. That was the number one problem right there. She needed assistance of counsel, somebody who learned in the law. And I've got over 30,000 hours study in history and law. I've got over 100 courtroom appearances, and I have yet to lose a case. I've put judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement officers behind prison walls. So I don't play around. I go in there, and I have had bailiffs, literally, when I've spoke to a bailiff beforehand and let them know that if the judge violates my rights or my client's rights, to arrest him immediately. And if he doesn't, he's acting in collusion with the judge. So I've actually had bailiffs go up to the stand and put the judge in handcuffs.
Nice.
I've never had a governor arrested before, but I guarantee you if we get the right sheriff and he comes into his county or the county that the governor's in, the capital, we can send the sheriff to go arrest them, because once you violate your oath of office, that seat is now vacant, in my opinion.
That's right. And you get back to what you would have said to
with Shelley's case up there in Dallas. Okay. For instance, if I would have been the assistance of counsel for her, I would have had the judge, the moment he stepped out of line, I would have had him arrested immediately by the bailiff. And with the judgment that he made, yeah, he's dishonoring his oath.
Yep.
I would have had him arrested right then and there and brought before the closest magistrate, because I believe in due process, and he wouldn't have gone to jail immediately. He would have been brought before a judge, and we would have gotten the charges.
Hold that thought. Hold on. 2, 1, go ahead.
Okay, the judge was acting outside of his oath of office, and a judge is supposed to be a disinterested party. And when he's up there and he's bloviating and not listening, he was not a disinterested party. And he didn't care about what his oath of office was. He didn't care about the rights of the woman standing in front of him. And at that point is where I would have, if I was in that courtroom, I would have demanded that the bailiff arrest him immediately. Now, let's say the bailiff didn't do that. What's going on right now with the case, the way I see it, because she's charged with a crime, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, it's a void judgment, and that's what needs to be filed. It doesn't go to the appeals court. It goes down as a void judgment. And then on top of that, he needs to be held accountable, not only in his official capacity, because he was on the bench and he's got a indemnity bond. So the bonding company needs to pay her the indemnity bond, and he needs to be sued in his private capacity. That's the way it goes. Yeah. And we need to take that judge for everything he's worth, including his dirty socks and underwear, and leave him off on the side of the street.
Yep.
He's a scumbag, in my opinion, and he is not fit to be in office.
I agree. Now, let's talk about some of the other questions that people are coming up with, such as, well, what if my business license gets taken away, or I'm afraid to open, or this 25% rule? Now, you and I know it's all garbage because it goes against the Constitution, and people default to the Constitution. Our forefathers fought and died fighting for it. They didn't die in their comfy little beds, of old age. They died fighting. Lots of people died fighting for this very moment, for our freedom to listen to this video, this audio right now. They died for your freedom to have a choice to stand up against these tyrants. So what do you say to people that are scared, that are on the edge, the business owners? What do you say?
Well, what I've been doing, and there's probably over 10,000 businesses that have opened on my say-so alone, because I fill them with confidence and they know that I will answer the phone 24/7 and be there for them. And I give them my personal number. That's what they were like, I can't believe I'm talking. I thought this was a joke. No, I am putting my number out there because I'm fighting for you, and I'm going to speak to anybody that comes into your shop, and I'm going to talk to the police officer or whoever's trying to shut you down, and I'm going to make them aware that by violating their oath, that they're now can be sued in their private capacity, and I will hold their feet to the fire if they issue a citation to them or try to arrest them. I will hold their feet to the fire, and I will sue them in the private capacity. And as I said, I will take them for everything they're worth, including their dirty underwear. I will not tolerate them violating their oath and going after these business owners that are trying to fight poverty. I mean, the whole waiting on the government check is ridiculous. It's actually a step into insanity. When did we want to? We're business owners. When did we want to live off of a government handout?
I did not take that bait, because that is the domino effect towards communism, and I'm not going there. I'm not taking that bait. I know a lot of people will, and shame on them, and God help them when they're in the position that they realize they're in. But it sounds like a lot of business owners, I mean, look at Shelly. She's made almost $500,000. She's got the support of everybody for the next 10 years. Her salon is going to be full. I'll travel to Texas just to get my hair cut by her. So she's all set. And if a lot of business owners would stop sitting in fear and realize, I might be able to own the house of the police officer that tries to come and arrest me. I might be able to get a GoFundMe. I'm gonna have support of patriots, because let me tell you something, folks. Americans have been quiet. Patriotic Americans have been quiet. But guess what they call us? They call us the sleeping giant. And that giant has opened one eye so far, and he's still laying there, but he's watching this, and that giant will rise up like nothing you've ever seen before. Do not wait on your governors to give you to repeal an illegal order. Do not wait on your mayors, your police chiefs, even your sheriff. If your sheriff is not doing his duty to the people, the sheriff is elected by the people. Again, he does not answer to a president. He does not answer to a governor. He does not answer to anybody but us. We, the people, have the power. You have the power. Every one of us. Turn off the goddamn TV, turn off the internet, open your business, create communities where you can have power amongst yourselves, and take back your freedom.
Absolutely. I've got lawful paperwork where I'm sending to these business owners, especially the salons that are opening up and the tanning booths and the gyms. I'm sending them things that they can put on their doors where nobody has to wear a mask. They hand them out to all their clients. Go ahead.
We're going to put that on our website when we hang up on this interview. It's going to be available at ssbamerica.com under the section printouts. Put those on your doors, put those on your windows, put them in your car, put them in your pocket, pass them around.
Yeah, pass them to your clientele when they come in the door.
To make them feel better, everything about them not having to wear masks if they want to wear, whatever. But SSB stands for Support Small Business America. ssbamerica.com. Get your printouts. Rick's information is on the website. I'll put it front and center on the sidebar. And yes, Godspeed Patriots, because there are people behind the scenes fighting for you. And I tell you what, if I had a brick and mortar business, it would be, not only would it be open, and not only might I go to jail, but it would be Patriot headquarters to get you this information. I guarantee you. So We're
And
here.
we're definitely under attack right now.
The world is under attack.
Yeah.
The whole world is under attack. And if you don't know why, you can come to me separately and I will tell you why. But this is a global attack. They have been planning for this for hundreds of years. They have ramped it up in the past 50 years. This is the beginning of their big attack. And if we don't fight now, it could be too late. So stand up.
Amen.
Check your what and get in the fight. Get in the fight or it's over.
Yeah, we got to stand together, and collectively we are a dangerous unit. And
there's 8 billion humans on the planet, 8 billion against 1,000 globalists, 8 billion banding together and joining sites like coordinatedcitizen.com or getting on each other's email lists, or, getting off of Facebook and getting off of Twitter and YouTube where the globalists own that. They're censoring that. They're going to kill our accounts next.
They've already hacked my web page, as we discussed before. Yep. And it's very hard for people unless I send them the direct link to find my Facebook page. Yep. So yeah, I know I'm being targeted quite a bit. Yep. And I've had issues with my cell phone. I've had issues with my computers. I mean, I've got 6 laptops rolling most of the time. I just happen to be outside so I can smoke my cigar and drink my coffee while I'm trying to
take care of yourself. We need you. Take care of yourself and keep doing the hard work with the Sheriff's Foundation and the Oath Keepers, and let's keep us all connected and going. And is there anything else that you want? Oh, tell us where they can find your GoFundMe so that you can keep fighting this battle.
That's always a good question, actually.
I'll link to it on the SSB America. I've got it, and I'll make sure people have access to it so they can support you and everyone that you're working with behind the scenes. So
yeah, if you can put out my email address, if they have a non-emergency call, yep. And they just need information, it would be a lot easier on me because you know me already. I will end a interview immediately to answer a phone call, because if somebody's in need and I need to talk down a sheriff's deputy or what have you, I need to be right there immediately, because I tell people to put me on speed dial and I will be there for them. And I have not failed yet to talk down a sheriff's deputy, a state trooper, anybody that's gone into a business trying to issue citations or arrest them. I've gotten them to apologize and walk out of the business when they realize that I will hold them to their oath of office and sue them in their private capacity and take everything they own, including their dirty socks and underwear. They usually walk out and say, well, Mr. Martin, thanks. And they've been polite. They've actually been polite after they spoke with me. And I tell the business owners, just say, I have the right to be questioned with my assistance of counsel present, but he's in Texas, so I got him on speed dial. Here he is.
That's right.
That's all they've been doing, and it's been working wonderfully.
That's right.
We have not failed once.
That's right. Yes, God bless you. Thank you for this time. And everybody can go to the ssbamerica.com. We will have Rick's contact info, his email, his phone number, his GoFundMe, and let's all do this together. Thank you very much, Rick.
You're quite welcome. You guys take care, and God bless.